Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Talking Nerdy channel. We are the Nerd Herders. I'm Travis. This is my good buddy Mike.
How's it going?
Today we are bringing you the ultimate Graflex review and comparison video. We have a few different iterations of one of the most beloved lightsabers in Star Wars history, the very first one that we ever really got to see, which is the Graflex.
If not the most iconic, I would say.
True. It's been in every trilogy of Star Wars thus far, and I mean, a lot of people have issues with it. I think it's probably one of the most beautiful hilts in existence, and it could be because it's got that timeless value of being in every generation of Star Wars. So what we're going to do is we have 3 different Graflex sabers today. First, we're going to do a brief rundown of what the saber is, where it's from, and basically its aspects, and then we'll kind of move down and then do a little bit of a comparison between the 3 that we have. So let's start with the one that is probably most commonly owned, the Ultrasabers take on the Graflex. So Mike, you've made a few modifications to this. This is not your standard Ultrasabers Graflex.
No, this is the Ultrasabers, I believe, CE edition. What I've done, because I had problems with how the grips dug into my hand, they were very uncomfortable and very hard.
It was a hard plastic.
Right, it's just an ABS plastic, and the big thing with Ultrasabers, and I think they market this very, very much so, is that you can duel with these sabers. And to a certain extent, yes, this will hold up much better than, say, like your Master Replicas or your Black Series now, Graflex and whatnot.
Yeah.
But my biggest problem that I had when I would like take the saber out with the saber club and duel, or even just with my friends, is that the bunny ears right here would pop off. It has a little threaded screw like you have for your blade retention screw, and that would just one hit, and now you're looking for your part. And so I think that was a design flaw. I'm not really bashing Ultrasabers, that's not what I'm doing here, but I just feel like this should have been...
It could have been done better. It was a weak point in the hilt. Yeah. I know the one that I owned, my bunny ears never slipped off, but the issue I had is this particular screw right here.
Oh, okay.
It came undone all the time. And I never glued it in there. I just kind of would twist it in, tighten it in. And I didn't fight with it too much. We used it in a couple videos. Yeah. I didn't use it for much more. But the blade holder always wobbled in there. And I don't really know why.
And that's the funny thing, I gotta agree with you, because there's 3 screws that hold this blade holder in. You have this one here, the gold one down here, and theoretically this one here.
Yeah,
and
the bunny ears screw.
Right, and then you've got your blade retention screw. And it just wouldn't stay in. So I don't know, Ultrasabers told me to get like the Gorilla Cement, and that's what I did, and it stayed on there. And so for, I guess, what, the purposes for dueling Graflex, it worked.
Yeah.
The nice thing about this is how the clamp doesn't dig into your hands.
It's not the most aesthetically pleasing button on any Graflex, but I found it was much more comfortable than I imagined a standard control box to be. Yeah. It wasn't super chunky. Could have been worse, could have been better. It was what it was.
And then, so again, I put the rubber grips on from the custom saber shop. I think they're like $12 at the most. And I love them. They're soft rubber. It conforms to your hand, and it allows you, in my opinion, to be able to a lot more real estate to hold on the saber. Beforehand, you have here, and that was it. But now I can hold it here and here. And then another problem I had with the Ultrasabers is that the things would always pop off. The grips. Yeah. Now you're hunting for black grips at night, it was...
Yeah, I didn't have that issue until a year after owning the saber. And that's because I was walking around with it and it slipped out of my hand, hit the concrete, and then they popped out. So I guess that's just a matter of, it's going to vary from saber to saber. They probably would hand shave them down so they could pressure fit them in. But,
if you're just looking for a Graflex-esque saber, and this one resembles much more the Anakin. That's what they went for.
Yeah.
I have seen people who modified the black right here. They took the saber apart and dremeled it so they can get that window effect.
For more of like an Empire and look,
The traditional Graflex. Yeah. Not the Anakin skinny flex.
And that was something like on the Nerd Herders channel years ago. I posted my unboxing of my Ultrasabers Graflex, and people were like, I get that it's supposed to be Graflex, but it really doesn't look like one. And they're right. It's by no means a replica. For legal purposes and for the sake of having something you can fight with, Ultrasabers gave us a Graflex-inspired hilt. So that was fine for what it was. And, I mean, it's a budget option for people who want something that looks like the original lightsaber, but they can fight with.
Right. And I think price point on this is what, $299 with sound?
It's about $300
Yes.
with the lower end soundboard.
Right.
And then they have Obsidian Light right now, which I don't know how that is as far as soundboards go, but it's an option.
Yes.
So
has it in his, and it sounds like it does pretty well.
Okay.
And so it's for a budget saber. You just want, like, if you're trying to do a quick cosplay, you need a Graflex-esque saber.
People will recognize it.
Yes, and it's a good option.
So let's go ahead to the next step up, which is a much more recent design.
Yes.
Which is the Graflex 2.0 kit that you can purchase from Custom Saber Shop. If you contact Korbanth, Randy Johnson is the person who designs and machines these. I don't know is Park Saber still in existence?
Yes, and the thing is, even though the 2.0 is sold out in a lot of places, as of like last week, you could still buy the 2.0 off. Park Sabers.
Park Sabers? Okay.
They're a good company. I've dealt with them in the past.
Mm-hmm. That's where you got your Obi-Wan.
The Obi-Wan,
yeah.
and then the M2 that I just recently traded in.
Okay.
Good company, but the lead time will take forever, and from my experience and what I'm seeing, don't expect like a lot of communication.
Yeah.
Like, but don't worry, your saber will get to you. It's just, I think it's probably like a 12 to 16 week lead time.
So did you get this from Custom Saber Shop?
No, unfortunately no. I wish, because I like working with a Custom Saber Shop. I have a good history with them, and then anyone who wants parts, always go through Tim at the Custom Saber Shop. You will never have a problem. And if there is, for whatever reason, he will take care of you. They sold out, ironically. I put everything in my cart, and right as I went to click the checkout, this thing disappeared.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like, Force Awakens came out, and anything Graflex related, gone.
Which will be Vader's and Book of Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
Vader's, everything will just be gone. But I lucked out because someone had bought one previously and was getting married, and so he had to put this up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked with him off Craigslist, and I was able to snag it. And then I would say, I'm very proud of my first full-on build with this saber. I did an Biscotti soundboard, I've done a crystal reveal chamber, and then I did everything budget. So this is just a cheap PVC chassis. It's nothing cool like the Goth chassis.
Just something to hold the soundboard in place and protect it.
Mm-hmm. By no means is this a dueling saber.
Yeah, shelf queen.
Exactly. It's just my shelf queen.
God forbid, if it should roll off your shelf, you've got something that is going to stop that soundboard from just snapping inside of the metal of the hilt.
And that being said, I am really impressed with the Nano Biscotti.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and this is done in the TFA. What's cool with the Graflex 3 or 2.0, is that you can make it in the A New Hope, ESB, or TFA right out of the box. I've even seen people who went all out and they really wanted to make an Anakin like Anakin's Graflex was.
Yeah.
So that can be done too. Just a lot more labor is involved. Yeah. Right out of the box, you get the saber, which is cool, and then you get the box that, here's what the box looks like right out of the box, and then you get bubble wrap. He also uses a lot of like newspaper to secure everything, so that's not a problem. Everything will be secured. And then you get 3 bags like this that'll have your A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Force Awakens. And just
was there different grips used for Force Awakens? Because I thought you just used the Empire.
Right, no, the Empire.
Grips for
Yeah.
it.
The only thing that you basically got was, I guess there is no difference. They just, because the front half is A New Hope and the back half is,
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back. But see, you peel them off right here and they just stick in.
Sticky backing on them.
And they don't pop off. I mean, that was another good thing.
Yeah, you've got sticky grips on them as well as little socket head
Screws, yes. So they're not rivets like the actual movie. But that's just, I'm not 100%, screen happy with this, and that's okay.
And I absolutely adore the Graflex 2.0 kits. I like that they're made to have a good looking prop, something that's dualable.
Yeah.
The only thing that we can highlight here that I'm not a huge fan of, but at the same time not a huge fan of the alternative, is the glass eye. They give you just a metal glass eye there. A lot of people have been swapping out for something that's a true glass eye, so that when your blades in their light shine out, which I'm not a big fan of. I'd like something that had like the aluminum backing over it, and still had the glass bubble in there. That's the look I would like. Which is out there. You just got to do a little bit of searching.
Yeah, and that's I think a really cool thing, because right as the Force Awakens came out, the custom saber hobby exploded. Mm-hmm. So you got all these people with different backgrounds jumping in to improve this kit that Randy Johnson and Korbanth kind of built. So now I think Sloth Furnace, he's come out with a lot more accurate clamp cards, and those look really, really cool. The Custom Saber Shop has more accurate buttons, because I guess this button...
There's even somebody, I think it's Wanawanga, is how you pronounce it, that does the clamp cards, and they also have a more accurate D-ring to put on the back. Because I think they use, again, like proper rivets for it in a different shaped ring or something like that. Alright, so we got the blades in our sabers here, and as we're saying, both of these are featuring a variation of a blue-green LED. Right. This is Ultrasabers Arctic Blue, just the standard. There's no like blue-green, it's just a blue and a green LED wired together. Right. And what did you do for the 2.0 kit? Go ahead and lift it up so you can see a look.
I got inspired by Shamim's video, and he did, I don't remember what the saber was called, but it was his ASP saber. And when he did royal blue, green mixed together, and it comes out with a beautiful like Arctic blue, but with a little bit more blue. It's not so washed out with the green. So I think I'm very, very pleased with it. And then it has a white in it for Flash on Clash? Yeah. Right, and so it's the XPE2 Tri-Cree LED, I believe. So, alright, let's go ahead and fire these up. Yeah, that's nice. So, with the 2.0 kit, you don't have the Vader's Vault adapter in there for a 1-inch blade, so that is a 7/8 inch blade there, and I believe for years there's no diffusion cellophane in there at all, so that is just the color coming through there, and it's really cool because you've got the flicker going, and like it almost looks like water because you can see the blue and the green in there. I need to get some diffusion and put it in there. This is just the 7/8 inch blade from the Custom Saber Shop, standard. And then the Flash on Clash is nice. I don't know how well it'll pop up on camera, but... Oh yeah, I do. Very vibrant in person. Super bright. Oh yeah, let's get the lights. So, when you compare them, it's weird because at the base yours is like really blue, and this almost looks white in comparison, and that could be because I'm using the trans white. It's Ultrasabers 32-inch Ultra Edge mid-grade blade. So maybe that's kind of washing out some of that blue, or maybe it's just in comparison my eyes are not getting that blue. No, but it is much more of like an almost silvery blue versus this is cyan. Oh yeah, more or less. So really good colors there. Yeah. Nope. No Flash on Clash for this guy. You just get really loud noises. Yeah. So that's the Graflex 2.0 kit, which is a really nice budget option for somebody looking for something more accurate than an Ultrasabers or one of the little plastic belt clip toys that they sell at Walmart. Exactly. I think right out of the kit, like if you wanted to buy just the kit, it's like what, $250 or no, I'm sorry, $220. Yeah, because another budget option, if they ever get it back, Custom Saber Shop had the Scratch and Dent kits there, which is a Graflex 2.0 kit with any kind of physical blemish. There's been a lot of love that's gone into the making of this particular lightsaber, and it's nice to see that if you're not going for something that's perfect, they give you a pretty good discount for something like that. And then a budget option mod that if you're looking into, because the button is almost fire engine red. When in comparison, the button's a little bit more burgundy. That's like a hot rod anodized red. It's almost like Captain America's shield. Exactly. Super vibrant, which I personally love. Right. I think it's cool. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but if you're just trying to... Let's get a close look at that. Just because it's so pretty. It is pretty. It's so pretty. But if you're looking for more of a budget option, way to go about it, and trying to make it more of the burgundy color, which is what the button actually is, I went to Michael's and used a brand called Kraft Smart Stain. And then the color is French wine. Satin, not stain. Sorry. Premium satin. It's college. French wine, and it's like $1.25 or something like that. And it matches perfectly with the burgundy. And so I'm just gonna, I did that earlier, but I took it off so we can see, the beautiful Captain America red. And then just put that on, wait for it, to dry and clear coat it. And then there's your burgundy button instead of paying like $30 to get one. So you've seen the Graflex from Ultrasabers. You've seen the 2.0 kit that the world's kind of going crazy for. But Mike here had a little bit of treasure to show us that not too many people know he owns, which
he told me was his first saber that got him into the hobby.
Yes.
And it's kind of a gem.
Yes, besides like a little Walmart,
Of course. I mean, that's where we all got our start, really.
Yes.
This is a 2005 Master Replicas Luke Skywalker A New Hope saber. And it's been signed by good old Mark Hamill himself,
Yes.
Luke Skywalker. So, I mean, this is the definitive Graflex as far as what was used in the original movie.
Right.
It's one of a run of 1,000 sabers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you said your certificate of authenticity has been since lost, so that's not something we could dig up to see what the number is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and disassemble it how you were showing me earlier, because it works just like
An
a traditional Graflex. We've got the little lever here, and then you got the little twist, and the lower handle comes off.
And
so
just goes back on.
We had some issues with that earlier.
Yeah, and it just likes to be a pain.
Yeah, like lightsabers do.
Yeah.
They try our patience.
Yes, anyone who builds them will understand that.
Yeah.
But this thing is gorgeous.
I mean, we've got rubber grips on here, just like the old window wiper blades. We've got the bubble strip like they got from the calculator. Even the little Mylar strip from the clamp still says Graflex on it. Like, it's amazing the amount of detail and love that went into building.
It's stamped in too. It's
yeah.
Just,
yeah.
And then here's the button in the more burgundy color.
Yeah. And it has that pressing action on it. I was very careful when I was touching it. I didn't want to destroy it.
The side button actually slides.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Cool. And then here's like the glass eye that Travis was talking about.
Yeah.
It's more of the clear, which I can sympathize with, but I just think it's a little bit cool how it like lights up. But, to each their own personal taste.
Yeah.
That's what's beautiful about this hobby.
So for the front and back buttons, can you unscrew them at all?
No.
They're pretty much set in there?
Yeah, I mean, I never really tried.
I don't know if the glass eye was ever intended to be unscrewed.
No. What's cool is you even got like, like you can see this at the end of The Force Awakens when Rey,
she hands it
to Luke, like calling him back into action, like he was in the very first time.
Yeah.
So no, you can't get any more accurate than this and actually finding, a legitimate Graflex.
Yeah, unless you get the 3-cell and then do your own mods to it. But, I mean, that's cool. And it's straight from Lucasfilm and Master Replicas before they...
My belly up.
Yeah. It's just, I'm in shock that you have this.
Oh, trust me, when I got a hold of this, I was in absolute shock.
It's awesome. So, let's do a bit of a comparison for the folks here. Let's pop the blade out here. Excuse me. Ultrasabers Graflex 2.0, and then Master Replicas Elite Edition. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, I believe limited Elite Edition or something.
Yeah, so you can see the Graflex, while not too far off, is a pretty beastly saber. It's chunky. The 2.0 in comparison is a much slimmer body. I say much. It's not much slimmer. It's slimmer.
It's noticeably slimmer.
Noticeably slimmer, yes. And, I mean, the quality in machining, I don't even know. The Ultrasabers Graflex, the machining's not bad. It's just, I feel like it's too smooth. You get a better, like, textured machining on the 2.0. And
Polish finish versus brush finish.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. And then you get, I would almost say, an even more dramatic brush finish on this. And that could just be a result of age. Because, I mean, this is from 2005. That was 11 years ago.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So, and this is the CE, yeah? So this is nickel plated? Or is this the SE?
I think it's the SE, the cheaper one.
Okay. So, I was going to say, because it doesn't, these almost look like they've got a bit of a nickel plated patina to them. It's a bit of a darker metal on there. As compared to the aluminum here.
Right.
I prefer the darker look.
I do too. I
think it adds a richness and character to the saber itself.
Because, this was a weapon that stand the test of time, so I feel like steel would be more likely used than a soft aluminum.
Yeah, yeah. So, all in all, Mike, which of these is your favorite? I gotta ask the question, man.
What's your favorite child? I am probably going to say this one. I know everyone's going to say this is a fan favorite, but this saber is absolutely gorgeous, don't get me wrong. And yes, gorgeous is a perfect word for it. But this was a labor of love. And it's still
true.
Like, you know, I did the install myself.
You brought this saber into this world.
Right, yeah. I got the carcass.
Life into it.
Mm-hmm. And I've still got to play with the sound fonts. And don't get me wrong. So this is, I gotta say, I think this one is because...
That's your baby. It's in its adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But this one is just kind of like, I found the treasure, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just kind of like, and it just will sit there on my shelf forever.
Mm-hmm.
You might even bury me with these two, actually. I don't know. We'll see. But
you gotta pass it down to the next generation, dude.
Right?
You gotta. I mean, that's gonna become the family heirloom.
You damn right it is.
That's gonna pay for somebody's college someday.
Better. I gotta get on that.
Come back to haunt them.
Oh yes. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, both of them, you know, in comparison, it's just
the differences between the 2.0 kit and the Master Replicas are very, very subtle. Yeah. I mean, it's the kind of thing where I feel like most people won't care. To them, that's a lightsaber and that's all you need to know. But I mean, as far as craftsmanship's concerned,
the Master Replicas by far.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, if you're going for, like, I want 100% accuracy, like, you were on the set and you walked away with it.
And you know what's funny is there's still people that are going to be like, that Master Replicas has some issues.
Probably. I just couldn't tell. Probably say, like, why is that not a rivet? And, you know, that should be a rivet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you can tell the difference, good for you. But I could never know a wiser. I mean, I'm just impressed with, like, even the Graflex clamp on here. The buttons line out.
Yeah.
And, you know, just...
everything is the same.
Yeah, so...
It's awesome. And it's, especially having those two, it's really nice seeing the similarities and how closely they look to each other. I have to say my favorite's the 2.0 kit, though. We'll go ahead and just close this out. In case you're interested, we have a YouTube channel for our lightsaber club we have here at CSUMB. CSUMB Saber Society. So we'll have the link to that in the description. If you've ever owned a Graflex of any kind, tell us about it in the comments below. Let us know about your experience. If you own any lightsaber, really, we'd like to hear about it, like genuinely. Yeah. If you don't, let us know which lightsaber you'd like to own more than any. And until you see us next time, may the Force be with you.